Now, before explaining the serializability, just see types of schedules. Now, types of schedule, there are two types: serial type, serial schedule, and concurrent schedule. So already we have discussed about the what is serial schedule and what is concurrent schedule, or what is the difference between these. Next, concurrent schedule, there are two types: serializable schedule and non-serializable schedule. So serializable schedule are two types: conflict serializable and view serializable. And non-serializable, there are two types: recoverable and non-recoverable. Now, non-recoverable are three types: cascading schedule, cascadeless schedule, and strict schedule. So in this video, we will talk about serializable schedule and conflict serializable. Serial schedule. Suppose now one schedule is there and two transactions are there, T1 transactions and T2 transaction. So execute T1 transaction first, then T2 transaction first, or vice versa, then it is called serial schedule. And already you know all the serial schedules are what? It is consistent, okay, recoverable and cascadeless and strict. So that means there is no consistency, okay, there is consistency is there or inconsistency is not there, inconsistency not present, not there. So there is no inconsistency. Now this concurrent schedule, let two transactions are there, T1 and T2, and execute T1 portion, small portion of T1 first, then small portion of T2, then switch back, apply context switch, execute final portion of the T1 and execute final portion of T2. That means what? Here we use context switch. It is called concurrent schedule. It is called concurrent schedule. And we have just seen that the problems of concurrent schedule. So dirty read problem, phantom read problem, okay, non-repeated read problem. Okay, these are the problems we may face. Now we have to check whether this particular schedule will produce consistent result or not. Okay, so we can check using the serializability. Now we already know that serial schedule always gives consistent result. Now we have to check whether this particular consistent concurrent schedule is equivalent to serial schedule or not. If this particular schedule, if S2 is equivalent to S1, that means we can say S2 is also produce consistent result. Are you getting this one? So S1 always produce consistent result. And here S2 is equivalent to S1. We will see what is called S2. So S2 is equivalent to S1. That means we can say S2 will also produce consistent result. That is the main goal. That is the main concept. Okay, and already you know serializable is what? Of two types: conflict serializable and view serializable. Now in this video we'll talk about conflict serializable. Okay, so what is conflict serializability? Now if a concurrent schedule can be converted into serial schedule by swapping non-conflicting operations, then it is called conflict serializable schedule. That means what? Say this is what serial schedule and this is what concurrent schedule. By swapping the operations, say by moving this set of transaction upward or moving this set of transactions downward, and if it is possible to convert this concurrent schedule to serial schedule by swapping the instructions, okay, or by swapping non-conflicting operation, then it is called conflict serializable schedule, and we can say this particular schedule will generate consistent result. So first of all, we have to see what is conflicting operations or what is non-conflicting operations. Now conflicting operations. Now in conflicting, the conditions are both the operations are on the same data type, data item, and belongs to the different transactions. Let two transactions are there, say T1 and T2, okay, or Ti and Tj. So suppose we have written read A, read B, write A, write B, okay, or read A, write B, read B, write A. Now here two transactions are there, and here the variables are different, A, B, A, B, A, B, B, A. That means these instructions are, these operations are non-conflicting, because the variables are different. Okay, now if the variables are same and the transactions are different, then it's a problem. Say Ti and Tj, instructions, two transactions are there, or T1 and T2, two transactions are there, and the operations are say OPI and OPJ. Now, so transaction, it is R read A and read A. This is what? It is non-conflicting. So there is no conflict in between read of the same variable. You can see here, different transaction, different variables, always it is non-conflicting. Different transaction, same variable, but both are read, it is non-conflicting. But if it is the case, T1 produces read A and here it is write A, here it is write A and here it is read A, and both read write A. So all are conflicting operations. Okay, so that means what? If any single write operation is there, so we can say that if any one of the instruction is write operations, that means it is conflicting operation. So at least one of the two operation is a write operation, then it is a conflicting operation. And if it is a non-conflicting, the order is not matter. Order is not matter. Here also order is not matter. But if it is a conflicting operation is there, then the order is matter. Then the order of the operation is matter. If it is a conflicting operation, the order of the operation is matter. It matters, and it affects the final value. It affects the final value of the variable. Next we see equivalent schedule. So in equivalent schedule, if operation I and operation J do not conflict, then we can swap the order. Okay, say, so two transactions are there, operation 1 and operation 2, and both are non-conflicting. That means what? We can swap the value. So we can execute here first for transaction 2, okay, and this is what transaction 1. Then we can execute read A for the transaction 1. But if it is a different variable, then it's no issue. And suppose here it is read A and write A. If it is the case, but here we cannot swap, we cannot move upward. So write A first, this write A, and this read A later, that we cannot do. We cannot swap this one. So first of all, first we have to execute read A for transaction 1, then we can execute write A for transaction 2. So in this case, execute write A for transaction 2 first, then read instructions for transaction 1. It is not valid. We cannot swap. Similarly, say T1 transaction is there and T2 transaction is there. Here it is write A and it is read A. We cannot swap. We cannot move upward. So it is not a valid movement. Read A, then write A. It is not valid movement. Similarly, if both are right, say it is write A and write A, we cannot move this write A upward and this write A downward. This is also not a valid movement. But both are read. If both are read, then it's a valid movement. Okay, so if operation I and operation say do not conflict, like this one, do not conflict, then we can swap the order of OPI and OPJ to produce a new schedule S dash. Okay, say this is what our old schedule is, and we need to update, we need to swap it, and we order and produce it as dash. We expect S to be the equivalent to S dash, since all instructions appears in the same order in both schedules except for OPI and OPJ, whose order does not matter. Now you can see if T1 and T2, already we know that if both the variables are of different type, A, B, okay, A, B, A, then it is non-conflicting. That means what? If it is a read instruction is there and here it is write instruction is for the different variables there, then easily we can swap. That means what? We can execute write B first, then we can execute read A, because both are different variables working on different variables and both are non-conflicting because the variables type are different. Similarly, it is valid for write A also. Now we can see equivalent S is there. So T1, T2, it is concurrent schedule. This is the part 1, say part 1. This is for part 2. This is part 3 and this is part 4. Now here you can see, here we want to convert this into, this concurrent schedule into serial schedule by swapping the instructions. Now here it is RB and here it is RA. Both are working on different variable. That means what? We can swap it. Means what? We can move upward. So you can see here, this RB is somewhere here in between these two instructions. Okay. After that we can see these two working on different variables. That means we can upward, we can swap. So if we can swap it, so now this RB is what? This one, and now this, you can see this one, both are working on different variable BA. That means what? We can swap it, we can move upward. So this WB is what? This one, and you can see this instruction is what? In between these two, Okay. Now once again we can see both working on different variable. That is what? Both are non-conflicting instructions, operations. Now that means what? We can move further. So if you can move further, that means what? This instruction is this one and this one is this instruction, this operation is this one, and these two are this one. Now you can see, that means what? We can, these instructions are non-conflicting, hence we can apply the swapping operation, and by swapping what? We can see this one, this particular first part is nothing but this one. Now this third part is nothing but this one. Now this is the second part here, this is the second part, and this is what? Our the last part, fourth one. Now we assume it is a S dash. Okay, now we can see this S is a concurrent schedule and this S dash is what? Serial schedule. So it is what? Serial schedule is what? It will always give consistent result. Okay, it is recoverable. Okay, cascade-led and strict. So, and this S, we have produced this S dash using this S by swapping the instructions, by swapping the non-conflicting instructions. That means we can say S is S dash. Both are what? Both are equivalent schedules. Okay. So if just read once again. If operation I and operation J do not conflict, then we can swap the order of OPI and OPJ to produce new schedule. So this is what our new schedule S dash, and we expect S to the equivalent to S dash. So this S dash is what? S dash and S both are equivalent schedule. Since all instructions appear in the same order in both schedule except for OPI and OPJ, whose order does not matter. Now you can see read A, write A first, read A, write A first. Okay. After that, read B, write B. Here also read B, write B. In transaction 2, read A, write A, read A, write A. After that, read B, write B, read B, write B. Now the sequence is the same. Okay, the instructions appear in the same order. So both the instructions are read. Both the schedules are equivalent schedule. That means by swapping in the operations we can get this one. Next was conflict equivalent. Now if a schedule S can be transformed into a schedule S dash by a serial of swaps of non-conflicting instructions, we say that S and S dash are conflict equivalent. Now we have seen that we have convert this schedule to this schedule by swapping the instructions. That means S and S dash are conflict equivalent. हम लोग के पास एक शेड्यूल है एस जिसमें T1 T2 ट्रांजैक्शंस है और हम लोग देख रहे हैं यहाँ पर हम लोग इसको स्वैप करके हम लोग इक्विवेलेंट शेड्यूल में कन्वर्ट करेंगे. स्वैप कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे बी में काम हो रहा है, ये ए में वेरिएबल में काम हो रहा है. तो हम लोग दोनों के बीच में क्या स्वैपिंग कर सकते हैं. ये ऊपर जा सकते हैं, ये नीचे जा सकता है. फर्दर ये दोनों में देखेंगे तो क्या ये बी ये ए है तो ये और भी ऊपर जा सकते हैं, ये नीचे आ सकता है. ये भी बी में काम कर रहा है. इसका मतलब कि ये दोनों इंस्ट्रक्शंस है ये स्वैप करके ऊपर जा सकते हैं और ये दोनों इंस्ट्रक्शंस है ये स्वैप करके नीचे आ सकता है. तो ये क्या हो गया, ये जो दोनों पार्ट है ये दोनों पार्ट ऊपर चला गया और ये जो दोनों पार्ट है ये नीचे चला गया. इसका मतलब क्या ये जो है सीरियल शेड्यूल में कन्वर्ट हो गया. तो ये जो शेड्यूल है इससे कन्वर्ट करके हम लोग को मिला है. तो ये दोनों के दोनों क्या है, दोनों के दोनों है कॉन्फ्लिक्ट इक्विवेलेंट. और इसमें से ये जो है ये सीरियल शेड्यूल हो गया. तो सीरियल शेड्यूल मतलब क्या हो गया, ये कंसिस्टेंट रिजल्ट देगा. तो इसका मतलब क्या ये भी क्या हो गया, ये कॉन्फ्लिक्ट सीरियलाइजेबल हो गया. तो ये अगर कंसिस्टेंट रिजल्ट देगा तो ये भी कंसिस्टेंट रिजल्ट देगा. इससे हम लोग को पता चलता है कि कोई भी शेड्यूल है वो कंसिस्टेंट रिजल्ट देगा नहीं कि नहीं. Okay, so with the help of conflict serializable, we can test whether that particular concurrent schedule will produce correct result or consistent result or not. Now we can see one example here. Ace is there, schedule is there, and T1 transaction, T2 RA, write A, read A, write A, read A, write A. See, both are working on same variable, but we cannot shift these two instructions upward because write and read both are conflicting instructions, write and write both are conflicting instructions. So we cannot generate this serial schedule or we cannot generate this particular schedule. So we cannot get this schedule S dash from this. So S and S dash both are non-conflict equivalent. Okay, so see, this is what our serializable, and we cannot convert this schedule into this schedule. That means this schedule is not conflict serializable. It is not conflict serializable. Okay, now if schedule is conflict serializable, that means we are sure that this particular schedule will generate consistent result. But if it is not conflict serializable, that means the schedule may or may not produce a consistent result. We can see one simple example. Now just same, see here it is B, same variable. So we cannot shift these instructions upward and these instructions downward. We cannot swap these two instructions. We have to keep as it is. That means what? We cannot convert this schedule into serial schedule. Okay, that means what? It is not conflict serializable schedule, but still it will produce the consistent result. You can see here. So if the value of A is 500, okay, and B say 300, the addition is what? It is 800. Now the A is equal to A 100 and WA. So what about the present A value? Present A value is what? 600. And B is equal to B minus 200. So 300 minus 200. What is the present B value? Present value is what? It is 100. Now B is equal to B minus 100. So what is the present B value? It is 0. Okay. Now it is 0 because initial the previous value was it is 100. Then 100 minus 100 is 0. And what about the present A value? So it is 600. 600 plus 200 it is 800. So what about the A plus B? It is 0 plus 800. That means what? It is 800. So before it is 800, A plus B is 800. After that, it is also 800. That means though it is not conflict serializable, it will produce consistent result. Okay. So that means we can say if it is conflict serializable. If it is conflict serializable, then the transaction or the schedule is consistent. Okay, but if it is not conflict serializable, then the consistency or consistent may be true, may be false. Consistency may be there or may not be there. But if it is conflict serializable, then definitely it is consistent. If it is not conflict serializable, the schedule may be consistent or may not be consistent. Now you can see this is what it is not conflict serializable, but still it is produce the consistent result. अगर conflict serializable हो रहा है तो definitely वो consistent होगा. अगर conflict serializable नहीं है तो ये जो transaction ये consistent हो भी सकता है, नहीं भी हो सकता है. ठीक है, तो हम लोग को चेक करना होगा कि ये कॉन्फ्लिक्ट सीरियलाइजेबल है कि नहीं. अगर कॉन्फ्लिक्ट सीरियलाइजेबल नहीं है तो फिर हम लोग देखेंगे ये व्यू सीरियलाइजेबल है कि नहीं. ठीक है, थैंक यू वेरी मच.